What's up, everybody? Sorry I've been gone the last couple weeks. I'm sure you can tell by the title, I've been very busy. I was kind of waiting for it to all come in the mail before I was just gonna make one big video, and then I just kept getting more and more stuff, and it just turned into this huge pile I have in front of me. So this will probably be a longer video, so bear with me. I guess this is sort of kind of like a 50 subscriber special, or I think we're almost at 60 now, so thank you again for that. It's just been awesome. I still can't believe how well the channel's doing. I would have never imagined that we're over halfway there to 100. So it's just awesome. Without further ado, a good chunk of this stuff I got off Rightstuf's birthday sale. I had never used the website before. A lot of people recommend how great it is, so I figured I'd give it a shot. They had a lot of really good deals. So I also got my tax return in a couple months late, but better late than never. So I kind of splurged a little bit, and then I got some other stuff off eBay that was some good deals. Then of course, going to my local comic shops and used bookstores. So without further ado, I guess we'll just hop into it. I got the first copy of the collector's edition of the old Pokemon. I used to watch Pokemon growing up so much, and I saw these beautiful, beautiful collector's editions they've got the gloss picture on it and the matte finish for everything else, and I just thought it'd be a cool chance to get back in and read the original Pokemon format in manga and kind of relive a little bit of my childhood. So I think I picked that up for $8, which it retails for $17, so about $10 off. So that was definitely a good deal. We'll probably be I believe number 3 is coming out next month, so I'll definitely be continuing that series and picking the rest up. A series that I've been wanting to start, which is Urasawa's 20th Century Boys. I opted to get the singles of this. I know they have the perfect editions coming out. I'm not a fan of how they look at all. I just like the spine a lot better on the singles, and it just feels more quality in my opinion. This one actually still has the Borders receipt from 2009, so that's pretty cool. I always think it's always cool to kind of, especially with used books, to kind of wonder where they've been in their life and who else has read them and their journey to this point in my collection. So it's always cool seeing stuff like old receipts and all that. But I do believe I have 2 through 12 coming in from an eBay seller. So the next video I make should have the rest of those copies. It's definitely a cool series I wanted to get into. I've read a little bit of this first one, and so far I'm loving it. Super cool artwork, super cool story so far. So I believe I'd only need 10 more at that point because it's a 22-book series. So I'm definitely excited to finish that and read through one of arguably the more popular and influential manga of recent times. So speaking of Urasawa, I also got the perfect edition of Monster #1 and the perfect edition of Monster #2. Picked these off eBay, off eBay from a seller. I believe I got them for $25, which is about $15 off. So the cool thing I prefer the perfect editions more for Monster because of how they all interlock to kind of form this mural of all the different portraits, a wall of portraits. So I believe it's a 9-book series. I have 2 so far, so I'll definitely be reading through that and picking up the other 7. And again, another very popular and influential manga that I feel like it's a must-have for anyone's collection. So I've been picking that up. A series I've had the first book for a while. I got it used, but I could never find the other used. So they had it for a really good deal. On Rightstuf sale, so I went ahead and picked up the rest of the series, which is Sweetness and Lightning. This is the Loot Crate edition, #1 edition. This is the standard #1 edition. A really sweet series. I believe it's about I know it's about a dad, a recently widowed dad, and his daughter, and his wife did all the cooking in their family, so now that she's gone, he's struggling to get his to make good meals for his daughter. They eat a lot of takeout and gas station food and stuff like that. So he wants to learn how to cook so he can give her, nutritional meals and give her something more personal and home cooked. So he teams up with one of his students whose mom runs a restaurant in town, and together she has her own issues and things to overcome in the manga, and together they both learn how to cook and grow as friends and more. And it's just a very, very sweet, wholesome manga. Beautiful covers, matte finish. It's got the larger style, which in my opinion really suits it well. And they all have another cool thing is, I love these spines, how they all line up together, but the recipes they make in the manga, they have at the end of the chapter, so you can actually follow along and make the dishes yourself. Just super cool touch. Really adds a neat little bonus, I guess you could say, to it. So I believe it's a 12-book series. There's 13 here because I have the Loot Crate version, alternate cover of number 1. So this is definitely one. I've read through the first one, and now that all this has come in, I'm definitely excited to get through the rest and see how the story ends and how the characters all fit together and all that good stuff. So I also picked up Aoharu Ride. I got this off eBay, I believe, for 25 bucks. It was about $5 a book. Don't know much about this series. I was watching another manga YouTuber, Manga Z-chan. I love her videos so much. And she picked up this series and was talking about it. And from what she said in the video, it sounded really interesting. So I figured for $5 a book, I'd give it a shot and read the first 5. I believe this is a Shoujo Beat. Yeah, Shoujo Beat series by Viz. So they're always solid. I believe Nana was also a Shoujo Beat manga, and I really enjoy that one. So I'll give it a shot. Speaking of Nana, I got 3 more books. I went to finish the whole series because someone in my last video where I picked up some books of Nana, they tipped me off that, this is how I actually found out about Rightstuf. They tipped me off about that Rightstuf still had them you could buy. So I bought all the ones that were still available. Most of them were sold out, unfortunately, but I did manage to get 3 more, and that being Volume 10, Volume 17, and the final volume, Volume 21. So I am 3 books closer to finishing it. If I had to guess, maybe 5 books away. I'm pretty close. As I mentioned in my last manga haul, or the one before, Nana is definitely one of my my white whales. I wanted to finish that series for a long time, so I'm definitely getting closer, and it's super exciting. With the Rightstuf sale, I'd been starting a lot of series in my collection, and I wanted to take a moment to try to fill out and complete all of my current runs, so I have full sets or solid runs that don't have any gaps in them. So a lot of the stuff I did get from Rightstuf was a couple copies I was missing of most of the series. So I do have most of them complete now, which is super satisfying and nice to have your collection without any gaps in it. So speaking of that, I had Sailor Moon 3 through 12. So I picked up 1 and 2, so my series is complete now. It's super exciting that I can now read through that, because it kind of sucks to have the majority of the series and then be missing the first couple and not being able to start it. So now that I have that, I'm excited to read through it and see what all the hype's about. If it's anything close to the theme songs quality, then I'm sure I'm going to be super in for a good time, because that's one of my probably favorite openings of all time, is the Sailor Moon one. I also finally picked up the first copy of No Guns, No Life. If you're a long time viewer of my channel, you'll know that I picked up 2 and 3 about a month ago. So they had a buy 2 get 1 free at Books A Million. So I went there and picked up a couple of the first editions I was missing, because I had a lot of 2s and 3s in my collections and not a lot of first copies. So with the intention of completing all my runs in my collection, this was one of the first volumes I picked up to have a full set to 3 now. And that's another series I'm excited to be able to read through and experience now that I have the first volume. I got off eBay, I got Nikola, Traveling Through the Demon World. This is a series I wanted for a long time, just because of how cool the artwork is. I'll open it up in a second so you guys can see. It's kind of got a almost brown-gray pencil drawing aesthetic to it, and super cute artwork, very dreamlike, very fairy tale-like. It's a hard one to find used. I managed to pick this up for $13, I think, which is basically buy one, get one free. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's only a 2-book series. I've only ever seen these 2, so unless it's still running, I might be incorrect about that, but I think it's just the first 2 books. So, this is a series I've been really excited to get into and read through. It just seems like a really cool concept, in my opinion. I also picked up Boy and the Beast, first volume. I believe it's a 4-volume set. I've had a chance to get this used before and I passed on it, but I was at the store the other day and saw it used, so I figured I'd try it out. Worst case scenario, I don't like the first volume, I just sell it, but definitely, I don't know much about it, but the artwork looks super good, and I figured I'd give it a shot. Like I said in my last manga haul, I'm always down for a good first volume. I have a small shelf of just first runs of a ton of different manga. So sometimes I just like reading the first volume, just kind of get a feel for the series, even if I don't collect the full series. So speaking of which, I should show you the artwork for. I always forget to show the artwork in these videos for Sweetness and Lightning. Let's find a good one. There we go. Super good series, super easy to read. Here we go. I also got the 2 I was missing in my run of Love at 14. I believe I had volume 1 through 3 and 5. I'm not sure if this series is going out of print or not. I've heard that it is. I've also heard that it's not. I also heard some rumors that it's not being translated anymore, that it got dropped. I'm not sure. I know it's up through 9 currently. I know there's a book 10 in Japanese, but I haven't heard any information on it being translated. I tried to do a little research online, but didn't really find anything other than just a Reddit post talking about the artwork for number 10. So if you know anything about that, please leave a comment and give me some information. It's a pretty solid series. I read the first book. I got a good deal on the rest of the series, so I read the first book and I didn't hate it, so I figured I'd pick up the rest and kind of see where it goes. I heard some people have some iffy opinions about it and how good it gets in the later books, so I don't know if I could recommend it at this time, but personally, from what I've read so far, it's pretty good. It's not a must-have for sure, but if you're into that kind of stuff, it's pretty solid. I also picked up Yu-Gi-Oh! The 3-in-1 for number 1. If you were watching my manga haul, I believe 2 videos ago, I picked up 2 copies of Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't know you could actually still buy it new. So they sell these for the 3-in-1s on Amazon for I think $13, $14. So I went ahead and picked that up. Because like I said in the last video, it's something I've been wanting to read, and I thought it was out of print, but it's not. So I'm going to opt for getting the 3-in-1s instead. I'll probably still keep the first 2 singles just because I think they look cool, but it's definitely this is definitely what I'll be going with. I think there's 12 books in the series, so I'm excited to read through it, as I said in my last video, and kind of find out what all the hype's about. What else you got? I also picked up, this thing's so heavy, the Berserk Deluxe Edition. Let's see if I can find. I'm not going to show any artwork because this is the 5th one, which is book 13, 14, and 15, because there's 3 in each one. And if anyone knows about the Golden Age art, book 13 instantly opens up with some major spoilers, so I won't put you through that. I really love the quality of this. You can see the spine, super nice, super heavy book. I opted to sell, I believe I had up to 12 in the singles, and I opted to sell those off and rebuy the whole series in the Collector's Deluxe Edition. I think it suits the artwork better with full page format. I had some problems with the earlier singles don't translate sound effects, and some of the scans are very blurry, which all of that is fixed with higher quality paper, better translation as far as sound effects are concerned, and the like. So I think it's just an overall better experience. And since I was just getting into the series, I thought it would be best just to buy all the deluxe editions, and it also helped me kind of control the amount of money I was spending on the series, because I was basically just, they're like $15 a book, and I was just buying and buying because I was, enthralled in this series. So now that I'm waiting for the next deluxe editions to come out, it kind of helps me not spend as much as I was spending at one time. So I believe you can get them on Amazon for about $35, and given that it's 3-in-1 and they usually retail for $15 as singles, I think it's a really good deal personally. I would definitely, if you're getting into the series, recommend getting the deluxe editions of Berserk. I believe they're up to volume 5, which is through 15, and then volume 6, which is up through 18, is coming out in November. So I believe it's every 4 months, 5 months, one comes out. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I definitely highly recommend the series. It is, so far, it's been crazy. I was probably reading 3 or 4 books a night during the time I was reading it. I love the series, super solid. So what else do we have here? I also finally got the Tokyo Ghoul box set. I watched the anime and loved it, and then it kind of went downhill in season 2, and everyone told me, you gotta read the manga. The manga is way better. The story's a lot more concise, and it goes into more detail in a lot of arcs. So I figured I'd pick this up. I got it for, I believe, I don't know if you can see this, $93 on Amazon, and I ordered it like a month and a half ago on 1-day shipping, and I never got it. And so I called Amazon to get a refund, and they're like, oh, we can just send you a new one, sorry about that. And they gave me a $5 off coupon, which is what I used to buy the first edition of Yu-Gi-Oh! And get it for like $6, I think. So I'm excited. I don't want to pull all these out. You can look up the covers on another video or on Google Images. It also comes with a poster, I believe it's over here. So all in all, super cool box set. I wanted to get into box sets, and obviously Tokyo Ghoul was the one I wanted to start with, because this is just beautiful, super high quality box set. So I also picked that one, finally came in, thankfully. We also got, there's so much manga here. I also, that's out of order, picked up my remaining volumes that I was missing in my I Am a Hero series. I Am a Hero might be my personal favorite manga. It's the one of the first ones I started collecting back when it was coming out. I guess it was about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I personally love it. Sadly, it is out of print currently because it's Dark Horse, and Dark Horse will kill anything that doesn't sell like gangbusters. So I managed to find the remaining 5 copies I needed off. I believe I got 3 of them off Barnes & Noble, and then 2 of them off Rightstuf, which did complete my series. It's a typical zombie story from the perspective of Japan, obviously. And the cool kind of, in Japan, they don't have kind of the Second Amendment like we do in the US. So having a gun in Japan, you have to jump through a lot more hoops and a lot more safety regulations. And so the main protagonist is one of the few people in Japan who has a gun. So that kind of makes him sort of like a superhero in this story, because he has he can kill anything basically with one shot with a shotgun. So it's kind of cool seeing how the typical zombie take is written from a Japanese perspective and a Japanese cultural perspective. All in all, super cool characters, super interesting story. I believe the first book is nothing but setup for the inevitable outbreak. So, and it's a very slow burn at first, but once it basically ignites the powder cannon they've been building up with background foreshadowing and news articles you see in the background as he goes through his daily life, and then all just explodes one day. It is one of the most adrenaline pumping, just super cool escape the city moments, and it has a ton of cool suspenseful encounters, and it's just, I cannot recommend it enough. If you have to read it scanned online, you can, if you're lucky enough to be able to find it. I believe there is still some copies floating around at bookstores and the like, so if you can get your hands on it, I highly, highly recommend it. It's just an amazing series in my opinion. I also got the Drifting Classroom Viz signatures 1 through 3. Drifting Classroom is one of those very popular old school manga. I believe it came out in the 80s, if I'm correct. And these Viz signatures are just super hot. Hardcover, super premium spines. I've had my eyes on them for a while, but I do believe they're $35 a book, which is pretty pricey, especially since you can get like a Junji Ito hardcover for like $28 or $35 at the most, which I believe is No Longer Human. That comes with a dust jacket and the like. So Rightstuf had it on a 50% off sale, so I believe I got these 3 for less than $50, which is just such a good deal. I believe that's like $18, $19 a book. So I figured I'd pick it up, see what all the hype's about. So I haven't read it yet, it just came in, so I will definitely I'll give you an update when I get through it, do a little first impression review probably. So that being said, this is the first part. I have all the second parts stacked up over on that counter, so I'm gonna reset, and I'll see you in a minute. And we're back. The other series Rightstuf had on sale for 50% off was the Promise Neverland. This series I've heard, especially since the anime came out, I've heard so much good stuff about. I've heard multiple of my friends just rave about how great, this is a little out of order, sorry about that, that was number 6. This is number 7. Rave about how good it is. So I figured I'd give it a shot, given that these were only $5 a book. And I did have 2 and 4 already from one of my previous manga hauls. So I figured I'd give it a shot, see what all the hype's about, and read through it. $5 a book for new manga is just honestly such an amazing deal. So I believe I have up through 15. I'm only missing 3 and 5. They unfortunately were sold out of those 2. But that's nothing I can't pick up at a Books A Million or Barnes & Noble. So I do almost have this complete series for just a steal, in my opinion, at $5 a book. And is that all of them? I guess it is, yeah. Because they actually aren't out of order, because I forgot I was missing 5 and 3, and I already have 2 and 4. So yeah, that's basically the complete run of that. I'm excited to find out what the hype's about. I know it's a very popular series. I believe it's mystery oriented, at least for the early books. So I'm excited to give it a shot and read through it. I also, because so many people in the comments told me how amazing GTO was, I figured I'd join the ranks in trying to complete the whole series. So I did manage to pick up 2 more volumes. I believe I have volume 15, which I got from Depop, which if you don't know what Depop is, it's kind of a clothing consignment app, but people also sell other things like books and stuff, and a lot of times you can find some really rare stuff on there for barely any money, because it's either people who don't know what they're selling, or not many people know that you can buy manga on that, so a lot of times they just go under the radar, and you're able to pick up a lot of stuff for a good deal. And I did manage to find that for $10, which is, I believe, is $10 to $15 cheaper than if I went on eBay. I also found at my used bookstore, volume 9, has this nasty sticker on it I couldn't peel off, so I'll probably have to maybe use Goo Gone or get a better razor blade. I always hate when I have to get stickers off books. It always gives me a small panic attack, because especially with stuff as rare as this. I don't want to take a chance damaging the cover or anything. So I'm going to do some research on what the best method to remove a sticker off a manga cover is, and we'll do a little restoration on that. So speaking of rare manga, I did find Eden Volume 2 at my bookstore. It's kind of weird that I found Volume 1 last time and then 2 this time. If I find 3 next, something's up, I guarantee it. But I almost bought this for $30 off eBay, the second volume, and I managed to pick this up for $3, which is unbelievable in my opinion. So very lucky on that regard. Personally, a very good week. I also, now that I'm thinking about it, and I don't have with me right now, I did get a better copy of K-On! Volume 2. As you know from, I think, my first manga video, I picked up the first edition of K-On! Because I had spine damage. I also had a second edition that also had spine damage, and I was able to find a copy that was super clean, no spine damage, so I did swap those out. Now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to grab that one. It's just a lot to keep track of because of all the stuff I've gotten in the last couple weeks. I managed to pick up off Manga Swap on Reddit, which I can highly recommend that. If you use Reddit, you should use Manga Swap, because amazing community, super great deals. I know Reddit can be kind of confusing and annoying to use sometimes, but I highly recommend, if you do know how to use Reddit or do enjoy using Reddit like I do, to get into that community and to be a part of it, because it's just, you can find such amazing deals. A very nice lady did sell me Initial D Volume 5 and Initial D Volume 4, and they're just no yellowing, beautiful editions, barely any damage. She shipped them perfectly. The amount of packing peanuts and bubble wrap in that, it could have probably been thrown off a skyscraper and wouldn't have had any damage to the books. And the cool part is, these limited editions do come with the map, the inside map, which, let's see if I can pull it out for you. I don't know if you can kind of see that. The map of, I believe, the course they drive, the drifting trail through the hills, and they both have their sealed collector's edition card in the back. Here, this one has it in the front, I do believe. Yeah, there we go. Super beautiful edition, super clean. Awesome to have the limited edition versions. I had 1, 2, and 3 already, so now I have 4 and 5. I'm getting there. It wasn't a series I was trying super hard to collect, but if the opportunity does arise, I'm always down to pick up some out-of-print stuff, and especially Initial D. It's just a super cool concept in my opinion. Super solid story. I believe she gave these to me free ship, $20 free shipping, which is just such a great deal in my opinion. That's why I'm saying, you know, if you have the time and the opportunity, definitely become a part of that. You can find a lot of good deals if you're trying to get manga for cheap or just good deals. I also recently at the bookstore, the same day I found Eden, they did have 2 copies of Initial D. We got Volume 15 and Volume 16. Unfortunately, they are the newer edition of the Tokyo Pop logo, so the pictures don't exactly line up because they swap them down to the lower part, which is a little annoying given that all mine are the first editions. But again, with how rare it is, I'm willing to overlook that. It's not that big of a deal. I picked up Battle Royale number 7. I know the Prom G and I believe East Coast Manga just started. I believe East Coast Manga just started collecting the series, and the Prom G has a full set. It's definitely one I wanna complete at some point. It is getting very hard to find. It's easier to obviously buy in a full set, but that's more money. So I'm trying to do it the long way, and I heard it's just such a great story. Very good manga. The Prom G gave it a very high rating. So I definitely am excited to get into it and see what all the hype's about. I also picked up Volume 5 of Helsing. I know these singles can be kind of hard to find. I'm not super interested in the series, but it was only a couple bucks, and I figured I'd hold on to it in case I either get the series one day or someone's looking for Volume 5 and I can just sell it to them. I got Volume 1 and 2 of Ultima. This is another series the Prom G has, and I believe East Coast Manga just started reading. For those of you who don't know what makes Ultima so special, is it is produced with, it is original concept by Stan Lee, and then he teamed up with the mangaka for this, and they kind of produced their own manga. So it's sort of, a lot of people refer to it as Stan Lee's manga. I do believe it's superhero based. The artwork's super solid in it. Yeah, let's show some from the first book so we don't get spoilers. But it is getting extremely hard to find and expensive to find because of the death of the unfortunate death of Stan Lee. I was able to pick these up for, I believe, $2 to $3 a piece, which the earlier editions, 1 through 3, aren't that much money. You can pick them up relatively easy, but of course, the farther you get in the series, the more rare and the more expensive it is. I believe the final book, number 12, can be as high as a couple $100, which is, I'm not interested in paying that much, but for, you know, I figured I'd read the first 2 and see what all the hype's about. I also got the first copy of Akira, which I no longer need because I had the second copy I'd gotten used a while back, so I figured, oh, I'll go ahead and pick up the first copy from Rightstuf on sale. And then I ended up, as you will see, I'm sure from the title and later in the video, I got the Akira box set, the hardcover one, so it kind of makes this obsolete. So I will probably either give this to a friend or sell it. So yeah, it was I kind of bought that the box set after I did the initial order because I didn't realize they still had them in stock, because I thought they had all been sold out by then, but Rightstuf still did have it in stock on sale, so I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought that. I also got Air Gear 1 through 7, old Del Rey editions or manga. I don't know anything about the series at all. It kind of was giving me a Jet Set Radio vibe, which the style is just super cool. And again, Jet Set, anything in the style of Jet Set Radio and those cool old stylized, almost looks like skating, combat kind of oriented. I know it has something to do with gang wars and a boy trying to save his school. So I figured I picked this whole series up for like $15. So I figured I'd give it a shot, see if it's any good. And worst case scenario, I just get something else, or I sell it and get something else. We're almost there. I believe the last complete series I got was Kaguya-sama Love is War. I recently watched the anime and absolutely loved it. I binged the first 2 seasons, then I went over to my friend's house and we re-binged the first 2 seasons together because I wanted to show them how great it was. And not satisfied waiting to 2021 for them to release the 3rd season, I figured I'd pull the the ultimate move and buy the complete manga and read through it to the end, because I do know they finished it up. Book 18 just wrapped up, I believe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, or last month. And I believe they're up to book 15 in English translated right now, so I believe you only have to wait for 3 more books to come out. I am missing book number 7 because Rightstuf was sold out. So I will probably be, again, picking that up from Books A Million or Barnes & Noble, one of the 2. One thing I really like and appreciate about the manga is how beautiful these covers are. Some of the just as you can see, some of the just most colorful manga covers I've seen. Very cool. This one was super cool to see, this volume, because this is the picture they all take towards the end of season 2 that you never get to see. So it was cool seeing it on the cover, because they talk about it in one of the end credit scenes, I believe, or end episode or segment scenes. So it was cool to actually see the picture they took. So I will be reading through this completely, 1 to 15, because I do know they take some liberties and rearrange some of the different events in the series to kind of pad out the anime a little bit better. They kind of remix it a little bit. So everyone recommends reading through 1 to 15, so you don't miss any of the little. It's kind of cut into segments, so you don't want to miss any of them that they shuffled to later seasons or whatnot. So I will be right back if you wait a second. I'm going to grab the last thing. Which is this baby. The Akira Box Set. Let me move all this. Alright. Flip this sideways. I hope this isn't upside down. Let's see. Nice. If I can open it. There we go. So I'm gonna come around. This is the Akira Box Set. It has all 1 through 6 hardcover in their dust jackets. I believe it does have the original sound effect drawings from the, I forgot who the author's name's skipping me right now, but it is his original sound effect drawings from back in the day that haven't been seen, and I believe in the American releases, and more accurate translations among other things. And it does come with the art book, the Akira Club art book. Let's see if I can pull one of these out. They have the same basic design of, let me grab the first book so you guys can see a comparison. This is the first edition, and this is the hardcover. You can kind of see a little bit of it. It's probably cut off a little bit because of how close I am to the camera. But overall, super nice edition. I didn't plan on getting this box set, but someone had mentioned how rare it was, and they were so excited it came back out. And then I saw that when I was browsing Rightstuf that they did still have it in, so I figured I would go ahead and pick it up since I had the money available. That being said, let me move that over there. That being said, that is actually everything. I believe we did it. We got through my entire backlog I had built up. I didn't realize how quickly it piles up when you're not making a video every week. So thank you if you stayed to the end, thank you for that, for bearing with us as we get through everything. I will probably be taking a break, I have more stuff coming in, so there probably will be another video, but I will probably be taking a break from manga hauls to read through this insane back catalog. I will probably be switching more towards first impressions and reading logs and the stuff like that, and kind of as I work through all this different manga I have. I will probably still be doing a couple manga hauls here and there, but they won't be anything crazy like this, just because of how much I did spend on all this. Well worth it, but it was a pretty good chunk of change. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone who subscribed the last couple weeks. Again, 60 subscribers is just crazy. I can't believe we're there, and I appreciate you all so much, and I love talking to you all in the comments section. So yeah, I hope you all have a great week, and yeah, I will see you in the next video, whatever that is. So see you. Whew. I just carried all this down 2 flights of stairs.